Yeah, so how your games went so far?
Pretty good. Had a couple of losses and a couple of wins. Pretty typical day. Had one match with a lever so far, but the one match that I did win, the other tank was being toxic the entire time, and then I shit on him, so that felt good.
Okay.
Always feels good.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay, so it's kind of been 50-50 overall though, yeah?
Yeah, about 50-50.
That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, do you want
Yeah.
us to look at the games which you sent me then? Just yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Mhm.
Two of the last two are from this morning, and the other one, the Shimbali one, is from last night.
Yeah, sure. And what do you think would be better for us to look at? Yeah, I think again, those problems which you mentioned so far, well, it's kind of if we want to focus mainly on timing, then what do you think? What kind of game represents this the
I
best?
think Gibraltar was very winnable.
Sure.
Um, that one, I think, like, I would be interested to see like how I could have played better to just win that outright.
Sure. Let's take a look. Roll it here, and yeah, I think should be good. Can you see my stream?
Looking, yes.
Okay, perfect. So just do this, and we are so kind of start with. Is it you on a ball here?
Yes.
Okay, name Sobra. I see. So
Yeah.
now, what's your thought process here? What are you looking for as the ball on this map?
Here is free ult charge and scouting, and potentially being able to get down onto the left side and boop off of high ground.
Mm-hmm. I
So this
see.
is just like giving me a little bit of information.
I see. Okay. So that's where we're looking to slam in, disengage. Okay. And then later you roll through, look for an additional slam. Is there shields there too? Okay. This fight goes relatively well. Okay, looking for another slam. Going in the back, Risa chasing us. But you managed to live. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's go back. I think there's a lot of good stuff, but also there's a lot of stuff we can polish in terms of two of those things mainly. I think mainly if we focus on timing, mainly if we focus on yeah positioning those two. Let's take a look. So I'm thinking looking for initial pressure there, especially with your slam. I think that's okay as long as we are not getting most of our resources for us. But I'm thinking if you look for the slam right away and these people are chasing you, what is waddable? Is that actually an early slam here, or maybe even wait slightly longer and then slam? What's your opinion on this? Yeah, how do you usually approach this map? Hmm.
Um, I guess I've never really thought about it. I mean, I see your point. Like waiting longer would, start the cooldown game on their side where they might have used like Suzu to block like a Widow headshot or something, or Juno might have used Speed Ring already. So you're like in favor of, so you would be winning the cooldown battle,
Mm-hmm.
basically, and be easier to secure kills. My thought here to go early is to pull their attention early,
Hmm.
um, and just kind of waste time.
Mm.
That's a
Mhm,
big thing that I like to do is just waste their time.
mhm. Mm. Mhm,
Because like on this type of map, like it is objective based, right? So like every second that they're looking at me and not pushing the payload in my mind is like worthwhile.
mhm. Mhm, mhm.
Um, but maybe that's not necessarily like the right way to think about it.
Mm, mhm, mhm. I think this is okay to think about, like making sure you waste their time, but what you want to make sure is happening is whenever we are engaging, because your main idea as a tank is look to absorb pressure, make sure there's a lot of attention on you while your team is being active. So a lot of the timing is, yeah, you want to make sure most of your teammates they can do something. It's okay to put up early pressure as well, but as long as you know that your cooldowns are gonna be in the fight later. And you can see you kind of made it just okay, sort of here, because the slam, you went in, okay, and then now you disengage, but you have all your cooldowns now. So that's okay. You can still look for an additional slam and maybe boop, which you're doing later. So see, you are actually going in, and this is really synchronized with the rest of your team, I think. Yeah, if you look at it, you actually gonna keep those players stuck in your teammates' sidelines here, and I think this is really nice. And this is where this widow actually headshots this here. Maybe there is also a lot of potential for the other people to do something, because those the enemy team they will look at you, and I think this is really good. But then later what you do is you kind of stay, which I think is fine, but then we going in for another cycle. Well, this actually is one of the okay slams for us too. A lot of times, again, is just when we going in, if most of our team can do something, you absorb their pressure, one slam, just for the fortifying spin as well. There's quite a lot too. That's a good cooldown trade. So, but let's say now we're going back, we use our shields, and then later you look to engage again. And here, this is where I think there's some difficulties, and the part of it is how we engage, and another part is what we could do in before. So I'm thinking, if we engage this way, yeah, you just grapple in, you look for maybe Slamon's Juno. What's your thoughts? Are you making it easier for your team to follow up on the pressure? Yeah, are you, let's call it, are you allowing your team to just do a lot with that pressure? Let's say that, yeah, like what do we?
Not
Mhm,
really.
mm,
What I'm banking on is my team has support and theirs doesn't right now.
mhm,
And I know that their DPS are both high ground. And that's like a winnable fight to me. Like the
mm,
Orisa is
mhm,
pushing payload, sure, but like once the DPS are dead, we can just crop on Orisa and kill her
mm,
because we
mhm.
have we just can.
Ex- Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, I think it is going to be possible. Yeah, there a lot of attention goes towards you, but then see what ends up happening as
they
well.
just rush in.
Yeah, well,
Like, they use speed ring and
mm,
go forward.
yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it is just one is the way you approach this type of engagement, and second, as I mentioned, it's what you could have done before. A lot of your engagements as the ball, it shouldn't be linear, let's call it that. So when you're looking for this type of, if you go from A, where most of your team is, and go to B, so this type of engagement, you go from this main line towards the main line. Here, it's really telegraphed, first of all. And second, a lot of
Yeah.
times it might be tough in terms of just cooldown trades. It might be really tough for you to bait anything, because we're not really booping anybody in towards our teammates' sidelines, but we're just kind of booping the enemy out.
Moving them
And
out.
yeah, maybe you can go on Orisa, but it might be even more valuable if we just boop in this, so they will be forced to do something, maybe use their speed ring, maybe use their additional mobility, and then later you still achieve the same stuff. Like, these guys will be distracted with you while maybe there's more attention towards the Orisa. Maybe your team will kill Juno with you, but it's just more valuable, generally speaking, to look for those kind of boop ins towards your team. And this is where you have to set up. And what we did before is kind of went in towards your team, and I'm thinking, is there anything we could have done to try to maybe maintain our flank position here? Maybe try to maintain this position in the back. What do you think? Because it kind of go back
Yeah,
from.
I could have gone into the building, and taken the mega and set up high ground to the right of them.
Mm,
Because that would also give me access to the high ground on the bridge above,
exactly. Because.
which is like an easy spot to
Mhm.
grapple and get any direction.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And that's what we want to do more. I think try to go for those 180 angles in a way. So we see from here the team is at A, and maybe if we start at B, just what you did before actually has been pretty decent. Your team's been at A, and then you started at B, and you make these guys to turn around completely. That is typically what you're looking for, and just try to maintain those positions as much as possible. This what allows you to make your engagement less linear. And another thing, this might allow you to also boop the enemy in a little bit more. Maybe search for other
Yeah.
opportunities too. Is just something like maybe there's somebody isolated like they if they have a widow, maybe you can also catch somebody like this guy here, maybe make them stuck sometimes in the room and just try to get a kill on them. But this here just feels, yeah, this what happens sometimes when maybe we not as effective with engagements. I think the engagements before been okay. It's just the first one maybe it was a little bit concerning. But see, okay, the next one as well. We're kind of looking to go in. This is better because you come from the side, but then the question is the same. Am I able, like, are you able to set up at the better spot even? Are you able to set up at this sort
Yeah,
of
I could have
180?
gone to the left,
Mm-hmm.
and taken high ground, and either gone around all the way to the top to boop in and do like a scoop boop from underneath and boop them
Mm,
forward and then slam, so
mm-hmm.
they're like more in line with my team. Or I could have just slammed directly from high ground above the Kiriko.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. 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 Exactly.
uh,
Exactly. Yeah. So you
or
should.
I could have even
Yeah.
gone to like the high ground building to the right of Kiriko and like set up there and just like waited a minute, right? Like
Mm.
poke them a little bit, but like I don't have to immediately engage. Um,
Yeah, this is
yeah.
this one is interesting. Yeah, you can also spend some time. I think it's definitely if you do not find instant opportunity. So see here, if I'm not finding instant opportunity to engage, I can a lot of times set up, look better position. Because if you engage too early, what ends up happening is you forced out now, all your cooldowns are out, and when my team's really in, so you have some members out here. And later you want to look to engage, but now you don't have armor, you don't have anything, you have to disengage, kind of stay in there, and
Yeah.
it's not
And
as
I just go
effective.
right back in.
Yeah, but we could be already just trying to set up some sort of the pressure. Yeah, just try to, I don't know, maybe like I mentioned, go in the back. But the thing is, this is one thing you can do. Yeah, you can invest time in getting better position if your team is not around. But is there anything else you can look to do? Maybe you have this downtime. Okay, you not as if I'm engaging those guys might not as effective. Maybe my team is not around. But what else you can do besides setting up? What's your thoughts?
Uh, Stall payload is like my other big thought is just like kind of spin around on it, make space that way, take health packs, come back to it, and just buy time as my team is waiting.
If you stop.
Or just
Mm,
in
mm.
general, like set up somewhere and start gathering information.
Yeah, setup, that's what I mentioned. Yeah, I think stalling payload, well, it's kind of, it feels like similar thing. Again, you stop in payload, but then your cooldowns, you using it those
Yeah,
here,
it just
and
feels like very low value, I guess.
yeah, it makes sense, I think, to do that, but mainly if you're looking for a contest, you really have to touch first,
Yeah,
and then you just, the rest of your team, they're really going in, and these guys are gonna get the point, and sometimes it might also be, yeah, there's just no other option, but they're really close to capping. I think you cannot do any setup. Yeah, you can spin. You can spin around the point. Typically, you can stall. That's fine. But yeah, I'm thinking any other option besides setting up and spinning your payload. What else you can look to do? Anybody to pressure on the enemy team. Let's start with that. What's your thoughts?
um, in my direct vicinity here, like I would probably pressure the Kiriko. Um, I know that Junkrat. I don't think I saw the Junkrat move in the direction that he went.
Mm,
Um, I know I see him here at 1 HP. That was something that I noticed a minute ago of like if I had gathered a little bit more information before slamming on the
mhm.
Kiriko, after Junkrat killed my BAP, he came out that door and jumped up in the air. I could have if I was on high ground still, I would have been able to gun him down immediately.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, and see what.
So
Yeah, exactly, and why it's
yeah,
possible a lot of times is because, well, first there are low on resources, but also you might just in general, you're really good at fighting isolated targets because you have a lot of burst as a ball. So if you know they have some sort of isolated target, if you don't know what to do, you can also search for those kind of options too. I think if you ever notice this happening, okay, this meanwhile it could be killing the Junkrat while you don't know what to do. That's okay, and it's also you buying time, but you're doing it in a more effective way. You just there's a big misconception that you have to stop the payload at all times. In reality, you should stop the payload when it matters. You just should stop the payload when most of your team is active with their pressure. Or, yeah, you can also apply pressure on some sort of isolated targets by yourself a lot of times too. I'm thinking this is mainly it. Yeah, maybe to give an example of this, so we talked about a lot of the setup, yeah, making sure synchronize with the rest of your team as well. There are some exceptions to this rule, but I think using some of the ideas from this list, let me see, maybe going over maybe anybody like Chuzm or Ito. Yeah, I think you mentioned those players before. It's just always good to see what they are doing as well when implementing those concepts, those ideas. So you can see here, I'm just gonna go back a little to show you. So first of all, they're putting emphasis on setting up, trying to get in a position, trying to go in the back line, just going for 180 sort of angles. And see, they're not investing a lot of resources because they wanna make sure they have the HP, they have their shields. So they're trying to wait, play cover really hard, yeah, and wait. Yeah, we're just waiting because if we
yeah,
are trying to fight multiple people, we need more of our team. But you can also fight isolated. So maybe they can fight a Kiriko just a little bit when she isolated, but later when he realizes, okay, there's some additional support that can just roll away. I don't want to trade a lot of my HP, but if the players are really isolated, yeah, he's just finding this micro moments when he is fighting the Scare Colon, but it's just most of it is dedicating the engagement towards where most of his team is fighting. See what he does. We talked about booping the enemy in your team sideline, so he's gonna look for some sort of this kind of pressure as well. He just goes from this here. He didn't get a boop, but still looking for the slam option, and the rest of his team is really active with the angles. Yeah, we can see you can always scout, and okay, I have this far, this here. The Sombra is with me, Mercy is there too. This is what we want, ideally, just looking for the pressure right at the time. So we're not constantly slamming, not constantly engaging, but mostly, yeah, synchronizing the rest of our team. And later, see, he does the same. Yeah, once the cycle is over, so we did scouting, you again look to setup, and this setup goes into engagement real quick, but this is a similar thing. See how he goes into 180 instantly, yeah? Instead of being engagement
yeah,
too linear, like a lot of players who just go this way, then maybe we'll try to slam in, yeah, from main to main, but this is what we say, more flankish 180, less linear engagement, going from a back this way, trying to get a boop on somebody, boop
yeah,
towards
put
our
them in.
sidelines. Yeah, boop them in. Maybe look for the slam. Isolate as well. You can find those whenever. Slam, great slam there. It's constant seam off. Yeah, just keeping those 180 angle as much as possible and just booping enemy in and trying to just come from behind. Sometimes, if you have too great of advantage, you can engage from main. Like he realizes here, oh well, I have a great advantage. I don't have to go like too much in the back anymore. I can maybe engage right away. But mostly, your engagements are coming from 180 angles really. And yeah, in the case they just here they want to kill the Ramatra, and later they want to end just anybody stolen the point. Yeah. So this is just them booping away in this direction. It's okay. They got the point later. They can look for another pressure. But yeah, this is a good representation. Yeah, how he stayed on the angle. Yeah, constantly trying to just live there, even though he's getting pushed. Yeah, we're not going back towards our team, but rather trying to live on the back
Yeah.
line. Any questions about this example?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Yeah, let's just.
Yeah, because like I could have, I mean, just at that, applying it to this, right? Like looking where my widow is, like if I had booped him forward, they could have headshot Juno
Maybe.
potentially.
Yeah, exactly. And you did that in at the first engage. I think at the first choke it was pretty good. I think. Yeah. I'd say here again, this type of engagement coming kind of more linear. Again, it's just from main lane here. This can be telegraphed and maybe punished by something like Orisa. Maybe, yeah, the spear might punish you. Maybe there's a Junkrat trap. They can see you. Maybe mine. Yeah. So here, how you can make this engagement last linear, even though you just started here. Okay, what are your options? What you can do?
I mean, I could have used some fancy tech to spin around to the top and go from high ground
Hmm.
to get behind them. I could have gone through that doorway
Hmm.
and gone down the stairs underneath and booped the Juno in. I could have gone for the Junkrat who's solo, like just go straight
Hmm.
over the Orisa and go poke the hallway.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, or even spin over the Juno and push the Junkrat out of the high ground
Hmm.
there and
Hmm.
force
Hmm.
him back into the doorway to give him sightline
Hmm.
on our Widow.
Yeah, sure. Just being careful with the when you're doing this, so you don't go just A to B just like that, but you kind of maybe end up on top first. Okay, so you will typically see this is that's why I say this is last linear because this is more like a line. But here, if
Yeah,
I'm going in from instead of 1 to 2, I can just like make more zigzag kind of sharper options. Go to top first. Okay, let's say
yeah.
this is
Just
gonna
always think about the flank route, I guess, right? It's
yeah.
almost like Tracer. Like you never blink through a team.
Exactly, exactly. Because a lot of
Um,
times, ends up happening is, yeah, first, as we mentioned, it's harder to boop in. It's easier for them to kite, like this Juno, they just press ASCII, but if you end up behind, it's gonna be harder. And another thing is, you're not getting poked as well. You're not gonna, you're not gonna be forced to use your cooldowns too early. Yeah, here we got an easy kill opportunity again. Boop in those guys. I'm thinking, maybe again. You can just wait. Probably disengage. Wait a little. Maybe you can also live if you're concerned with your HP. I think just try to live a little bit more. Maybe go left. Yeah. Maybe you can also roll through this way. It's also can be one of those 180 options. Your buff is healing you. You don't have to constantly like engage always. Yeah, engage, but go from 180 and then also yeah, also notice if you booping those guys in and such. Yeah, so see multiple engagements there, just from one line, kind of
yeah.
main line to main line. Yeah, it's always the yeah. This is kind of similar as well. It's okay minefield though. I think you gotta pick, so maybe it's not as needed. But I'm thinking, how can you make this minefield even better? This engagement even better?
I mean, I could have rolled out over the right, and taken high ground on the spaceship,
Hmm.
and mines, from up there,
Hmm.
or, um, yeah,
Yeah, I think the
probably just taking
spaceship.
the spaceship.
Yeah, spaceship is really good. I think, and
Like
you
that's a really good spot to be in and have
yeah.
control of. I mean, their comp doesn't really favor anyone taking it, but I guess like Genji being up there would be pretty not good.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
I think it's definitely this. Usually you can fight for the spaceship later. You might even end up here. Those are really
yeah,
good
take
spots.
that
You
high
can
ground.
yeah, you can just exist there, especially if there's nobody scouting you. It's one of those stops, really good for any dive character. You can easily dive their backline, and this because you be more patient as well. You might get more value. Whereas your minefield is just gonna be such really unpredictable. Well, this has also been sort of unpredictable because you came in too fast, but you can make it even more valuable in a way. This Junkrat just walks in though.
Yeah.
This is funny. Now this is good boop. Yeah, boop them in. Okay, slime is fine too. Then later finding anybody you can isolate. This is okay-ish. This is okay-ish. See, if you can isolate her, you just I think we missed the boop, but it's okay. I think the intention is fine. If you can make it, if you can boop them towards this corner and slam, I think why not? Exception from the rule. Yeah, you're not fighting with the rest of your team. You're not fighting most of the time only when you realize there's a good isolated option or maybe you need to set up. Yeah, you also just do something else. But here again, you're trying to fight with your team, so I think again setup. I think again, like, what are your options? Yeah, where
Yeah.
do I go?
Like
Maybe.
poking the Orisa does nothing, right? Like there's so much more value in taking an advantage, like a good angle.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm thinking that, or again, fight isolated. Maybe recognize this guy's
Oh
really
yeah, the
separated.
Genji. Yeah,
Maybe this guy. I think
yeah.
before the
Move
fight,
him into the room and just punish him.
exactly. Yeah, maybe that. He can do that. I think even before, by the way, when he was going for this minefield there, this Genji was up there, by the way. That's one of the
Oh, was
options to do
okay,
that too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
guess if I had been a
Mhm.
little more patient, right? Like that seems to be a theme. Is like
Yeah.
if I had more information, I would have known, and I could have
Mhm.
acted differently in general.
Yeah, scouting really matters too. The scouting, if I know more info, it definitely allows you to do more. I would definitely not rush it. Whenever you implementing new habits, especially to just take your time. Take your time, start slow and good first, and then later you can become fast and good. He's just gonna, yeah, you
Yeah,
will build up the speed. It's okay. I here kind of went in, yeah, no info. Maybe if I have enough info, I can get a Genji, and then later I can maybe even not use this minefield. You can just save it for the actual fight later, and it's gonna end up even better. But yeah, it's just all kind of this mindset of patience. I'm getting in a position, and then later I'm doing stuff. Yeah, getting in position, doing stuff. Usually with the scouting, because I think you mentioned when you in the game you have this process of a scout, setup, engage. You might even just add one more scout point. It's just once you done initial scouting, once you done your setup, you can do scouting one more time. Actually,
yeah,
it's usually okay thing to do because the fight changes so quickly. It just
yeah,
goes so quickly. It's alright. Later you can engage and see okay what's going on and repeat the cycle. Repeat the cycle really. Yeah. But now I would focus on more. Yeah, we more focus on positional stuff. Scouting is another point. Yeah, we can focus on later too, but mostly I would just keep an eye on how do you maintain those flanky positions. Yeah, be patient. So even there, if I went in for let me think. If you went in for this Juno, so you just went for yeah, you went for the boop opportunity. Maybe even try to just sit there. I don't know. This is one of the options. Yeah, I sit there. These guys are walking. Okay, I'm hiding around the corner, scouting. This guy run away. Okay, and later I can look to engage. Less than the option instead of running towards my team and then sitting on the main. Yeah, and we'll mention this is another layer as well. Yeah, maybe I know you would notice that this guy is actually there. Maybe you
yeah.
punish him too. It's just one thing. It connects to. Yeah, there are many connections. Go do one good thing, okay, then there's another one. It leads to really much more effective engagement. Hmm. That's kind of similar. This here is much better. This is something where most of your team can capitalize on, like this key rebuild. They TP out now, and then there's later. Yeah, they kind of walk through, but I think you made it. You made a really good impact there overall. This is pretty decent. Yeah, you see, okay, you booping those guys towards your team sidelines at least, and this might end up in a in a kill, or maybe you force out more resources. Who knows? Hmm. Yeah, I think at
Yeah,
this
like
point
right
you have
there, I
to.
could have
Yeah.
easily taken, like
Hmm.
I instead of charging straight through, like I could have gone to the right and taken the high ground, like through the inside of the spaceship while the fight is happening,
Yeah.
because I could get there in like a second.
Exactly. Yeah, really fast rotation, and you see, usually your cycle your engagement cycle is over when you use your shields, I think. So you don't have to rush it.
Yeah.
If you use your shields, you realize, okay, I want to put emphasis on setup. Usually try to take better
Okay,
spot.
that
Yeah.
makes sense. That's like a good timing rotation, right?
Yeah.
Like engage, run out your shields, and then kind of scout and set up again. Because by the time you get into a good position and have information, your shield should be back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Of course, there's some exceptions too, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
Maybe you fight isolated target, or maybe there's also I don't know. Maybe there might be some other things, such as if you have too big of advantage, sometimes you can just still roll through. Yeah, if I know, okay, this is 5v2, 5v3, well, I can go through here. But for now, it's just typically 5v5 or maybe 5v4, 4v4. You invest time, get in better position. Yeah, you get your shields back, so those will not be forced. Yeah, this has been forced too easily. Let's say you would engage even now, and then you also stay, shoot, pop your shields, and then also, I don't know, do the spin, or yeah, any kind of attack where you just keep them busy, keep them in an area where it's dangerous for them to live, where your teammates can follow up. I think most of the time is, yeah, it's really decent if you
Yeah,
can.
that's interesting to that because like I tend to think about putting them out of line of sight, like the supports, so they can't help their team. But I guess that's a really good call out because that removes the opportunity for my team to finish them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm moving them way too far away.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my tracer is out, right? Like
Yeah.
at this point, I know she's kind of retreated. So if I boop them for like backwards towards their spawn, like there is no help. Um, Interesting. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
I think of course
well,
this stuff it depends on the team composition too, a lot of it, but
yeah,
it's really most of what I'm saying. Okay, booping this guys towards the team sidelines. It's kind of overall, it should sound like you want these guys to be busy and your team's line of sight while they're playing the effective range. That's how it sounds like most of the time. And sometimes you do it through the booping in, sometimes you boop them to the side, maybe, or like left, right, depending on the situation. But typically, yeah, you just keep them. Yeah, you really think. Starting, I think it's a good starter to just think, okay, I'm booping them in this way because you setting up in 180 position anyway. That's okay rule because it allows you to go over many fundamentals such as you booping those guys away from cover, you cutting off their defensive rotation, but then later of course we'll make some adjustments too depending on composition. Sometimes you maybe don't want to boop those guys too far away, maybe, yeah, I mean it depends, but
yeah,
usually it's a good, most of the time it's a good tag to do. Okay, well here we have to disengage. Let's see, we, yeah, maybe I can also make it around. See, this time you can invest. I'm pretty sure somehow you can make the rotation go around there. Yeah, you can.
yeah. I could have gone around the back.
So one of the options. See, instead of me running to the main, I'm just going this way
Yeah,
linear. Yeah, I'm making it less linear. I'll go all the way right and then engage. And maybe I don't think you even have to engage. You just wait. You just wait.
yeah,
Okay, isolated option. Go after somebody, and then it's all good. By the way, if you trace them, maybe, yeah, if you find somebody isolated, I don't know, in their spawn, I think it's possible to engage a little bit earlier, but really watch out if you finish in the kill and if you have the cooldowns for the actual engagement when your teammates are around. Because now this is when it's really important. If you engage, like, right now at this corner, in the fight, I think you're doing pretty okay, like pretty well. If your teammate's able to capitalize on it, this is the most important, really. Like ensure
yeah,
fight with, yeah, ensure fight with them. Hmm. That's kind of the micro thing. See, if I'm moving this guys towards my minefield, I think in those cases it can be okay. Actually, like booping them in, but most of the time it's just, yeah. You
yeah,
putting them more in danger if you boop them towards your teammates' sidelines. Here, I think, yeah, again, probably quick rotation. So see, this because it's a little bit linear. Okay, I come
it's
from this.
obvious.
Yeah, I just go, maybe, I don't know, take the top or something, or maybe
Take the top. Yeah.
maybe I
I mean,
just
I could go
anything.
through the
Mm,
room to the right and
mm,
swing through. I could take high ground and
mm.
slam on top. There are a lot of options other than
Yeah,
rolling
yeah,
literally directly at them.
exactly. I think at this point it does not matter as much what options you choose. Like both options will work just fine. I would say though, this probably taking high ground is gonna work slightly better because you have more longer range pressure with your team, so you like fighting in more open spaces. But because this guy's just not gonna be able to do an easy pressure in
Yeah,
here. But this is another thing. This is not as important compared to just like this fundamental. I just wanna somehow make this less linear
yeah,
rotation and try to live. Okay. On defense, it's kind of, you have more time to do this as well. You have more time to just rotate and live. Yeah, here they kind of snowball you guys, but it's fine. Yeah. Okay, it's interesting to see what's gonna happen on the attack as well. You guys. Okay, so you actually start all the way left, which is, yeah, this becomes kind of last linear right away. Yeah, you go all the way left. Okay, find the option. I think this is decent. Well, we missed the slam, but it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah. I was
seeing.
trying to boop him and then slam
Mhm.
him, but I should have ledge slammed.
Yeah. Well, it's one of this, and see, you know that as well. Small tags. I don't want to even uh put too much emphasis on the mechanics
Yeah.
part. It's just the intentions. I'm thinking going after this Genji. Well, why it makes sense actually at this point. What's his thoughts? Like just fundamentally, why it's okay, why it's good. What do you think?
Pushing him forward for hopefully the Widow, but I guess she's not even out of spawn yet.
Hmm.
Um, but just get it like pressuring him out of position, right? Like if I boop him forward, he's probably gonna dash out,
Mm-hmm.
which just displaces him and removes him from that high ground.
Yeah. Hmm.
And creates a little bit of space for my supports to walk
Yeah.
forward
See.
or
Oh.
take a
Yeah.
advantageous position.
Exactly. Yeah, most of the team, they're simply able to do stuff. I think they're simply able to do stuff in there. Maybe your Life Fever, they're able to shoot. Your Tracer, well, it's less comfortable for them because they don't have any vertical mobility, but still, even Brick can support you. Widow, they're not in. Yeah, they spawn for some reason, but yeah, kind of in theory, they're
It
able
is
to.
what it is.
Yeah, you also can think about it this way. You can isolate this Genji, you can just boop him in the room. Maybe also try to do, yeah, this sort of isolated target in here. You can be fine, you can isolate him. So that's why it makes sense, I think. You can go after him, but then later repeat the cycle one more time. Go for less linear engagements. Okay, set up first and then fight. The team dies.
I was trying to do a boop there,
Yeah,
but it didn't pan out.
that's fine. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I can reset. Oh, you just... What are we
I was
waiting for?
typing.
Ah,
The
okay.
Widow was being toxic in this match. It was being
Ah.
yeah. This was one of the ones where I was like, I think I'm just done with chat.
Yeah, I
The
think...
Widow and the Life
Yeah,
Weaver were a duo, and they were being very hateful the entire time.
I see.
But basically refused to swap to anything that else. Like, they would be asking everyone else to swap, but refuse to
I
do it
see. I
themselves.
see.
So it's like
Yeah.
very typical gold match, right?
Yeah. Well, I would say, yeah, as I mentioned before, I just... if this is affecting your performance, just leave the voice chat, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's not too big of a
Yeah, so I'm
deal.
like, I think I'm just done with it for now. Like maybe at a certain point I'll join, but like it definitely impacts my mental, so I'm just gonna like leave it alone.
Yeah. So I think it's fine. Yeah, later, obviously, I can also focus on the communication part too, but I think it's not... at the moment, it's not as important compared to your performance. That's why, yeah, just look into making sure you perform really well, put emphasis on that, and see, because this might influence your performance, see where we end up. Yeah, what... disengagement, you see this? The problem with that?
Yeah, straight down
Yeah,
main.
it's just, again, really linear. I go
Yeah, it's
from
very
this
predictable.
here, this Orisa, it's just such an easy time for her to spear you. You just go around,
Yeah.
go take left. It might seem like a
Yeah.
little bit of time investment, but it's better. Make
Yeah,
it
and she
easy.
does get me.
Mm, yeah, and then we kind of... yeah. I see. Okay, this guy's kind of... they stand still, but see, this is exactly what I say. Like when you engage from the main,
But like at a higher SR, they're not gonna stand still, right?
you
Like,
Yeah, and another thing, your HP. Your HP as well. It's gonna... you probably will not have armor there, I think, too. And
yeah,
you end up getting poked a little, because this is, like, really... I'm engaging from main, there's a high damage potential towards you, but,
yeah,
yeah, and just, And this one is better, so see, I'm just looking for this type of slam, boop them in, and then slam here, really good one, okay? I would say, though, try to stay, like, how could you stay on this 180 position, flanking position a little bit more? Where could you go?
I could have rolled behind the Kiriko, and I
Hmm.
don't even think I needed to use shields
Yeah, I think...
at this point.
yeah,
Like, I could have gotten
exactly.
away without shields and probably pulled the Kiriko from healing, but not out of position. And then when my grapple is up, like, grapple above on the tower to the left and do another, like, slam forward pile drive.
Exactly, yeah. It's one of the sides. It either go towards this, cut off their
Yeah.
defensive rotation. You might also go towards this too, but definitely don't
Um,
roll towards the team right away. Just, you know, keep playing. Okay, shoot. Okay, and then this guy's turn. My team walks, and fine. I just go deeper. Yeah, what happens? So maybe I'll go take this
Get a mega
HP
or
back. Yeah.
something.
But now it seems like more of a like a brawl tank. Yeah, this is better. Again, it kind of rolls to the middle, but this is okay.
Yeah.
As soon as
I
you
kind
set
of noticed myself fighting with my team, and then I'm like, I need to get out of here.
yeah,
And then but I just send it down main, right?
yeah. Yeah, I think it's just more discipline. Like get on those positions, try to stay there a little bit more, and engage. Engage when most of your team is ready. You really don't want to even communicate with them. Just make sure you presenting them opportunities where they could have done damage. If they're not able to do damage, that's on them. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Maybe you don't see any
Yeah.
follow-up, but because you are doing certain stuff as a tank in the area where most of your teammates are able to do something, then that's what we
just
want.
like enable them.
Yeah, just allow them. Yeah, like this here. Summon Bab, my team is able to shoot him. This is slightly like this blocks by the shield, but it's okay-ish. Yeah, you see what happens. This Tracer makes it easy for them to maybe follow up with their pressure, just try to set up the pools. They miss the pools, maybe let's say that. Yeah, but you present that opportunity for them, and there could be a big kill. Yeah, maybe there's no kill.
Well, it
Okay,
gets the lamp.
yeah, it gets the
So I
lamp.
mean, it does
Yeah.
miss, but it does get lamp.
Yeah. Yeah, it just they stick the wall and like
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
they stick the wall, and so it's like intentionally.
Happens to the best of us.
That's okay though. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, I would try to stay there a little bit more, longer if possible. Maybe, huh?
Yeah.
This is okay though. Like this is really decent engagement. You engage from a back, you synchronize with the rest of your team, you finish the squishy. Now you have time. You can set up, you can fight isolated targets. That's two things again. So I'm just don't get your cooldowns first though. If you do this, if you fight isolated Kirko, be careful. Same as Chasm there. Yeah, remember that example. See, they've been fighting. They've been trying to find those times where they've been fighting the Kiri. I think I'm just gonna go back where it happened. Well, I don't have. Wait, it was. I just skipped maybe a little bit too many. Just want to find this right. Yeah. This example here where they've been shooting the Kiri. Just right at the start, just a little bit of shooting, but making sure they have most of their cooldown, especially shields. This is your defensive one. You don't want to get it forced. Armor is really important too. That's why, yeah, you want to maintain it too. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think I put enough emphasis on maintaining my
armor.
Like I noticed that as soon as it's gone, I melt, but yeah, I don't think about it as much.
Oh, see this?
See, like there, that was dumb, right? Like straight through main, spear through a window with the entire team clumped there. Like I'm pretty sure I die.
You almost. That's really close. You ended up behind the cover, which is great. But there's a lot of resources being thrown towards you now. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could have easily just gone to the left, up high ground, and slammed above them and booped them through in front of the window.
Exactly. Again, this is what most of the time fundamentally you should be looking for. Really no. Well, almost no exceptions sometimes, obviously, depending on the map layout, depending on situation. Yeah, it might be tough, but usually 180 engagements, go from behind, try to stay there. What are you doing there exactly? This is, again, good. And now repeat. Just repeat. Try to engage. This is fine if you isolate the target. You maybe small stuff recognizing. My traces with me, most likely we can get out this BAP too. We can get him. So this ends up okay too. You have big advantage there too. The Genji's blade wasted actually is bad ultimate, so yeah. This is isolated target. You might try to take this engage, but then later when you know it is not isolated anymore, be careful here, especially without the shields. It still ends up working because the Tracer is there, but now just be careful. You see, ending up too far where I don't have the shields and might be poked out too much and
it's just a bad angle to grapple from as well.
Yeah. As I see you being here it's much more patient, I think. Yeah, this is really good engage there, I think. So you move them in. Yeah. That mines, okay. Yeah. By the way, any questions so far? Maybe anything?
Um, no, it's all making sense. I mean, one thing that I have questions about is like minefield.
Mm,
I don't know. I tend to use it pretty aggressively and pretty quickly because I think it's pretty quick to build and
mm,
easy to build.
hmm
Um, but I'm not sure that I'm always getting like, I don't know. I don't use it always to secure kills. I often use it to zone out the back line and just like force like, like here, the soldiers kind of behind. I know I boop them forward, but like here, I'm kind of trying to secure kills. But like, for example, if they were a little bit for more back, like I might just mines the point, knowing that there's people to the front right that are no longer going to be in line of sight, and like
mm.
my team has the advantage to win that and then push
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, this is good mindset usually. With your minefield, you're quite good at initiating. You don't have to exactly just cut off everybody. I mean, this is pretty
Yeah,
decent. You put them in the minefield as well, and maybe some of them can survive like that soldier, but a lot of those you did cut them off. Okay, most of those guys like they are tank Kiri. Okay, that's great. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. I think look for any how to put it, like maybe wait too long with that. Yeah, it's usually good
yeah,
initiation tool. It creates a lot of space, at least at the especially at the higher ranks. What it does, it it zones out the enemies in unfavorable
yeah,
spots where your team can easily do stuff. So if I minefield here, then those guys I will be forced in such bad spots, like the Sana will be forced to maybe
yeah,
walk up there or stay here, and my team it's easier for them to push those positions compared to those here where you are. So maybe it's just I would yeah, mechanically maybe use it slightly early maybe so you cut off this defensive. This is what you could have done, but
the
overall
exit
this is
path.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is decent minefield and decent engagement, and that's why it worked. Don't really want to focus on it too much. Like, want to focus more on this fights before, remember, where the engagement's a little bit linear. Yeah, we just not maybe synchronizing the rest of our team. Here, fighting isolated can be fine. But you see, okay, half time, isolated target can fight. Sure. Now have to be patient. I have to be careful. Make sure. Okay, this ends up okay because your team can see stuff, but make sure this is possible. Really good slam ends up
yeah.
being good because your teammates are there. Okay, I'm thinking, gave them no questions. Maybe we can try to do a game. Actually, maybe we can try to
Yeah,
just implement some of the stuff we talked
yeah,
about.
that would be great. Give me 1 second to fill up my water, and then I will turn on Overwatch.
Yeah, good.
Alrighty. Let me load up Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the big takeaway that I have is just to like play a little bit slower. Um, but it's funny though, because like I was on a match earlier today where I was scouting, and someone in team chat was like, "Why is our ball AFK?"
I see.
And I'm like, it's just interesting. Like, I think those things get to me to a certain extent because I'm like, well, I'm being proactive, not reactive, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to gain information about the situation I know we're about to be in, not just like push the cart.
Mm, yeah, exactly. It's really important. You're getting info, and if you're in those good proactive positions where you're able to just put up a lot of pressure, yeah, you're being proactive. Those positions, those good positions, those are generating a lot of pressure for you, I think. That's great. You just have to attack at the right time. Yeah, you just
Um,
sometimes if you wait, it's fine. You just keep an eye on okay, what my team is doing, or maybe sometimes it's also, as I mentioned, fighting isolated targets, also recognizing that. But yeah,
yeah. All right,
okay, make
just
sure to screen
quickly
share and
loading.
yeah.
Yeah, let me turn that on.
So you're gonna be you want to focus on this playing more patient part, or is there's anything else you want to focus on?
Probably just playing more patient. Um, and uh, yeah, I think just patience
Mm-hmm.
and timing of engagements and whatnot, and maybe
Hmm.
like target priority. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay if you focus on just one, two things. Really, that's how I want to do it.
Probably like timing and engagement, I
Yeah,
guess. Ooh, I love Rialto. This is one of my
yeah,
favorite maps to play as well, actually.
nice. Yeah, let's just make sure our engagements then, if we be more patient, yeah, going from behind, engaging with the rest of the team later, and I think it's gonna be just fine. You have a lot of spots here on defense, attack, yeah. So see what are your good 180 angles options.
Mhm.
I prefer to work alone, but I suppose you will do.
So where you wanna set up at first?
So I usually do this on this map.
You can try it. Check with the rest of your
Um,
team. Make sure, yeah, you. Mm.
so we have Zen, Lifeweaver, Widow. Widow's high ground. They're all high ground. I don't know who our second DPS is yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Reaper.
it might come in soon.
So they're shooting Junker Queen, Zenyatta, Mercy. So like I feel like I could jump.
Can
Let's
jump
go.
isolated as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If they're Raz and your isolated Widow is fine. If there's no other option, yeah.
So like here, I just want to poke and make them like bait out Discord,
Okay,
get the Zed looking at
okay.
me.
Can try to go in and engage with the. You're trying to move them in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And repeat the cycle. Repeat the cycle. Try. Uh-huh. Careful. Mm-hmm. You just setting up first and then engaging from 180 angle again.
Yeah, like I have the Sojourn looking at
Mm-hmm.
me, like she's scouting me.
Mm-hmm. Isolated target, good. That's okay.
Unlucky.
That's a good boop. Okay. Try to maintain 180. Try to somehow, yeah, try to somehow get there again. And there's a car that needs to be stopped too soon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's decent.
Push
Nice.
the Mercy out.
Yeah. You can, again, same stuff. Either isolated, fighting isolated, or engaging from 180. Just
I
be
think
more
I might
patient.
spawn camp the Widow.
That's a great opportunity, actually. Wanna slam that too, if possible? Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, try to set up again. We set enough for our 180. Mm-hmm.
Helden sterben nicht.
Mm-hmm.
Where is she? She's over here. I think I'm Mine's Point. I
Mm-hmm.
fucked it up.
That's fine. I think try to put emphasis on if most of your team they're able to fight, then make sure you're there instantly. I think put that is your
Yeah,
priority. I think.
be with the team.
Yeah, it's okay to fight isolated, but let's say if most of your team is fighting, then this is rather the priority compared to isolated. Usually.
I think I'm gonna rush in and mines
Yeah.
this just to buy time
Yeah.
for my team.
Just see if your team can contribute.
I guess I can go high ground here. So like this is one where I'm like, all right, they're kind of steamrolling. Like I need to slow this down.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty decent.
All right, we got trans out. That's big actually, and I still get a kill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any cooldowns. I might die here.
That's okay. You guys have more people. You can kill the Junker Queen too. Nice. Okay. And yeah, see, fighting isolated, setting up, same stuff. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a good boop.
Oh, I didn't realize I booped her. Now I like to play super behind them.
Sure.
Typically, like I want, like here I just want to deny the widow.
Sure. You can just put emphasis on if most of your team is fighting, make sure you fight too. That's it. Like see what your team is doing too. Now this is okay. It's alright.
This ends now.
Okay, isolated, punished. Fight the rest of the team. Just making sure, yeah, we on the same area. Right. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, same stuff. It's just fighting with the rest of my team, and if they are not fighting, then fight isolated. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something I struggle with is identifying when to be That was a good shot. I'm gonna broke that res. Oh no, I'm not. She's farther away than I thought.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Oh, I thought I could
Might be
get
a little
her.
bit tough. It's okay. It's usually those tiny areas. I think it's a little bit harder. You wanna set up on more open niche, like kind of those chokes there. Yeah, this is decent slam. Yeah, it's alright. Yep.
Nice Reaper, good follow up.
Okay, good. And we set up again.
Reaper just gets that shot.
Hmm.
Okay, please don't peek that.
No, I didn't.
That was good. Good save. Where is she?
This is isolated, by the way. You can fight it. Okay, they're kind of out of it. Again, oh, they're here. Okay, good. Punish isolated. Fight with the rest of your team. Try to maintain 180 if possible. Okay, you have big advantage now, so it can be more forgiving. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would probably keep this scene going where you put most of your attention towards, again, where most of your team is fighting, and only later, if you notice, okay, my team is not active, if you see isolated, then go for it, because there's just been some times where your rotation been sometimes a little bit too long. It makes sense to go on 180, but it's just if I know my team is fighting, then I go for 180, but it's just maybe not as far deep, or maybe not exactly
Just get back as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's just kind of maybe
Or be quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Quicker fighting towards the same area with them, rather than maybe searching for something isolated like the enemy widow, where they might just you know, be too far and you just waste time. This way, some people would say, well, why you AFK? But it's just because they feel like they're pressured, you know. But it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think you did okay. It's just be careful those times. If most of my team is fighting, then let's fight as well from 180 position still. But I'm just you have the priorities. You have the priorities fighting where most of your team is active. That's about it. This is more so tank fundamentals really. Is any tank, if I fight for the area where most of my team is active, then I'm doing decent. And then there are some exceptions, like especially on ball, because you can dive in quick, you can fight isolated too, but yeah. Let's do the same. Be patient, go from behind, and then when your team is active, go into. Yeah. Might try this if you want, yeah. This might be scouted sometimes, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Find your way, the backline, see what are your options. So your team is ready to maybe go on that high ground, you can maybe boop that somebody, Sigma, yeah. Uh-huh, decent, okay. And trying to live in the backline.
Away.
Yeah, this is good, this is good. Okay. And see if your team is fighting, then fight. Unless they're isolated. Okay. Okay. Watch. Okay, they're sort of fighting now. You can go. You just choose the target. Yeah. Yeah.
It's bad aim.
That's okay. It was decent though. Okay, and set up again. No shields, I set up. I just go in for flanky again. Yeah. Yeah, we have to get HP back too, but yeah, this might be good. Boop on the Sig. Maybe you can boop him in. See this on main, or maybe... okay, he just went out, but yeah. Isolated Widow, sure. Choke Slam, okay. It's okay, one. Yeah, try to live in the back line, you can try to stay. And then re-engage again, your team is active, and then you can go. Usually going at Zan is really good, I think. You can. Widow too. Yeah, decent. You just want to use the shields there, but it's okay. It was a good target.
Oh, I didn't get him off? Yeah. I thought I used him. That's my bad.
That's alright. It was a good target though, I think, really.
I might be able to... well, my team is dying at the front line. This is where I'm like, do I spawn camp the Widow?
Yeah, you have time. Yeah, you have time. If your team, yeah, if there's nothing else to do, yeah, your team is not ready, just go and spawn camp. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I get out cooldown.
Just gotta do it faster, basically. My team is not ready. Okay, let's set up or fight isolated. When my team is ready, then I fight. Okay, your team is gonna, most of them ready soon. Watch who is isolated too. Maybe can fight them whenever.
Widow and Juno. He's ulting, so I'm just gonna let that run.
Try to set up again.
Zenyatta fell off the map.
Happens.
Yeah. Rip. Unlucky. Alright, I almost have mines, so I might just mines the Sig off. Yeah, like... we need to wait for our Life Weaver. And they ulted. That's big. Okay.
You can fight. I think this choke later when most... see, they gonna... okay, this is fine too. Okay. And be ready. When your team, they're ready really soon now. They actually see things. A line of sight, yeah? You can... it's okay. This is decent, yeah. Your first trance, just set up for the next pressure again. You're fighting, yeah. Try to live. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's kind of tough choke to break through usually, but
Yeah.
actually it might be winnable. You get the Sigma. If you guys, yeah, it's
No,
really
yeah.
winnable.
It's very winnable, actually.
No, we did pretty okay the last fight too. I think with the engagement. Okay, now we can engage the choke next. See, same stuff. My team's ready to fight. You fight. Just don't get poked too much. Yeah, don't peek out. You don't want to shoot that much. Yeah. Yeah. You ready to slam the choke?
Oh. Rip.
That's fine. That's fine. See those last parts. It's kind of the. Well, how do you say it?
See, that's where I just like.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm creating space, but it's not valuable space because my team just loses. Like, I have the Widow out of play. I have the Zenyatta looking at me. Like the the Juno turns around, but my team just can't kill a Sigma. And I don't know. That's where I'm like, okay, do I like if my entire team is gonna focus on the Sigma, like, do I just turn around and shoot him too? Because maybe that's enough to get him to die.
Yeah. Let's just go over this last part. Actually, that was gonna be a good one. Can you just send me the code?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Can you see my stream?
Yeah. Yes. Ready for battle. Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah. Something I would add, and this rule is pretty universal, but it's especially punishing when you play versus heavy poke compositions like they do, because they play such heavy comp, poke heavy comp. A lot of times you might feel like you're forced out of your positions a little bit too early. You're not able to poke as much, but this is because you don't want to. This is kind of again similar symptom to what I mentioned. We're trying to be like really active, and this ends up in you getting your cooldowns forced. You getting your yeah,
Out of
just armor
position.
for especially exactly. You a lot of times don't have to. So this is one thing. Yeah, actually, let's go over this one first of all. It really shows in this last fight too, especially. So when you was getting in a position, so I'm like, okay, let's get in here. Okay, I'm setting up, but then now you kind of engage state, and then you're getting poked out and see what happens.
Yeah,
Your
getting
armor is forced, so you're not.
shield.
Yeah, you're not able to stay there anymore. But if I just wait patiently, this guy's engaging. Okay, slam in when most of my team is active. Okay, I go after this guys, and I think that's fine. Maybe you touch the point. This guy lifts. Well, he uses the sickle.
Maybe
Fine
the Widow
happens.
gets a pick.
Yeah, this is stuff like that, and it also shows in those examples here. Well, that's why it was kind of tough. I think a lot of times, yeah, it's like not as easy to fight versus this comp, but yeah, I think this really important fundamental is like how do I not get poked as much, and
Do you often review your do you
Mhm.
review your own games pretty often?
Usually, well, I usually recommend, and that's how I typically do it as well. I usually recommend for people just try to review 15-20 minutes, maybe every two. Yeah, so just 2 times per week. Yeah, 1-2 times really. You don't have to do a lot of reviews. You just want to look at, okay, what are my biggest patterns? Okay, then you're trying to practice those, and in the next reviews you can try to see what are small things you can adjust in when you're trying to fix those problems. Yeah, maybe our problem been just setting up on 180 angles, and here you're doing that. It's just the quality. If I know there's a heavy poke composition, okay, your 180 angle, how you could go about setting up, actually, yeah, generally speaking, yeah, what's in your favor, like less linear engagements, yeah, what are your better options most likely to not get poked as much? What do you think? Where could he go?
Here I could probably go further back towards that mega, or play in the doorway to the mini, or even the doorway to the straight in front of me to the right. So basically anywhere on that like right side that
Yeah,
offers cover. Like
yeah,
right now I'm like literally in the
yeah.
open with nowhere to go.
Yeah, this is really open space, exactly, and this is especially punishing versus heavy poke compositions. You don't know exactly that they run that, but any composition they can provide some sort of poke. That's why it just might be not as easy for you to maintain this. And see, your shields are forced so quickly. I'm like, okay, I have to run away. I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, like I have to run away. But what if I maybe go fight the Widow isolated? Sure, this is possible.
Yeah.
Maybe you fight with the rest of your team, but this is just an additional layer. See, it's okay. Again, we trying to practice one thing at a time. We didn't practice like not getting poked as much before the fight, but it's just you practice this and then practice something later, like another thing such as this one. It really connects to the quality of setup. There are a lot of additional topics to talk about. Yeah, just how to not get poked, but this is really important. Yeah, if I don't want to get poked, you typically also find yourself using shorter sidelines too. So instead of maybe I'm going from here to here, see how you are able to set up flanky position and being closer range as well. So instead of crossing that much open space, right, from a back, where could you be instead? What do you think?
I could be taking the long way behind, like on the walkway behind that
Hmm.
building, to get into the door to the right underneath Juno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, could be one of this. Yeah, really, those options are like I think really this side this works really good. Well, you can also maybe go towards the high ground, go from here. I think it's possible to jump over this and then roll.
yeah.
Yes, stuff like that. But it's kind of you don't want to fight in open space that much. I would just say use short sightlines more, so it's just avoid getting poked. Yeah, you don't want this much open space. This is a good 180. Yeah, just additional layer. Yeah, to wide war stuff, and it's okay. We've been practicing 180 only, but and we did decent actually in this game overall. Okay, there's only another difficulty. Okay, another difficulty is what do I do? What do I fight? Exactly. Yeah, what is my priority? Fighting with my team, with the rest of them, or fighting isolated targets? Sometimes that would seem like you just maybe we spend a little bit too much time on the isolated. Yeah, where you could be
Yeah.
just going after fighting with the rest of your team. I think it's kind of yeah. This has been okay. Yeah, later we trying to live. Okay. Here. Yeah, so it's kind of similar thing, by the way, if you notice when you've been fighting. So from here, we've been fighting Zenyatta. From here, you're fighting the soldier. Again, you don't have to. You just can lean towards setting up at just short angle. Really get short range position somewhere. So like, what do you do now? So you don't get poked. And this later, you either see isolated. I fight whenever, sure. But my team is not fighting, so that's okay. But when my team is fighting, so see, like 3, 2, 1, like now they're fighting. I gotta fight too, and we should do. I think like now this is all right. And then they're gonna be times. So we'll see later. Probably next engagements. Yeah, we'll spend some time on going after the widow. Let me see. Yeah, so it's this is alright. Okay. Fighting this. Okay, setting up. Yeah, I think it's here.
Evil can't hide from my
Yeah, so it's kind of you can go after the widow. Just be quick. I think so. See, okay, I know isolated. Just be quick. Go on isolated, and then by the time you do this, these guys will rotate, and then you fight with the rest of them. Yeah, you just fight with the rest of your team. I think it's fine.
I mean, if I had slammed and shielded
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
I could have gotten mines, and gotten out and had mines to drop on payload and when they go there. I mean,
Yeah,
I get mines, but yeah.
yeah. It's kind of
And like the Junker Queen gets a kill, right?
yeah.
Like while I was dicking around.
Is he here? Is he here? This is like one of this. What do I do? Yeah, I can go on isolated. I can do this, and I think this is where your priority should be. Like
Yeah.
fight with, if possible, like try to get there as soon as possible. If you're really confident, like you can fight a bit right away. Sure, well, it's kind of seems like really close to you at the position where you are. There's just positions before. If I know, most of my team is fighting. Yeah, how can I get? How can I get towards fighting the rest of them too? It's just like here, this movement. You see, I can move towards this. You should be moving instantly towards here, I think, because you know most of your team is fighting, and then it would be so much easier. I think, yeah, that doesn't make sense. This like idea, the priority list, yeah. This is okay if there's nothing else to do though. Like I'm fighting this widow. If there's nothing else to do, then sure. But who knows, maybe you could change the outcome of the fight with the minefield there if you...
Yeah, if I had gone in sooner, maybe it would have been different though. Because
Yeah.
like my team is not really, if they're smart, they're not really at risk of getting headshot from where she is.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing.
Right, like they're
yeah.
kind of out of the angle.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah, it's of course you will fight this Widowmakers quite frequently, I think. Yeah, there's quite a lot. It's just making sure there's not the biggest priority for us. When we could be also doing something else. Like for example, now I think it's fine. Your team is the sort of way. Well, there's Zenyatta angle, but this guy's just making the turn. Like most of them, they just get about to turn. Okay, I can maybe try to find this widow for some time. It's okay. I just trying to see. Okay, this is my Reaper too. What I can do. I think that's been alright. Maybe. You don't have to, if you see your Reaper is using the ult, you don't have to exactly even do this, but this is decent, I think. Why not? He's stopping the snowball. Well, it's alright, I think. Not too bad, yeah? You can try to go after this guys now, they're isolated. You can live because your team, most of them are alive. They can support you. Disrupt these guys, yeah. Of course, there are small mechanics we might do, yeah, it's just when you're approaching, like, similar to what you did now, a boop, and then trying to also additionally slam to do more damage, but yeah, you finish those guys, that's good. And by the way, the similar stuff, because I mentioned you need to use short sidelines, you shoot sidelines more, avoid getting poked, it's just... Might notice you might struggle though with enclosed spaces as a ball though. Even though you like short sidelines, you typically don't like two enclosed spaces like this one, and that's why
it's hard to get momentum.
Yeah, it's hard to get momentum. It's hard to slam, and it's hard to like dive in. That's why avoid committing towards those with any of your resources. Typically, it's like too easy to kite for any sort of brawl character. They have an advantage versus you in enclosed areas like this one. That's why I just want to, well, in this case, what could you be doing, yeah? Use short sightlines, yeah, fight with the rest of your team. What you could have done with your minefield engagement, I guess. What's
I could have probably shut down the... I mean, I at this point, I could have just backed out and let the Junker Queen do what she was gonna do. Like, I probably could have gone to where the Widow is, let the Lifeweaver get forced out, and then I assume she's going... Like, when she gets to where the Lifeweaver is, I could have booped her off of high ground, probably. And just removed her from that space, and then potentially the rest of her team is with her at that point, and I could have had an opportunity to mines there.
Sure. I think
I
this
really
is
was
decent,
hoping I could kill her with the mines that I did, but obviously that didn't pan out.
Yeah, it's just really tough usually, and those mines they're gonna be really stacked in, so it's like too easy to clear.
Yeah, they all stacked there like that.
Yeah.
I was expecting more of them to stack outside, but it
Yeah.
didn't. You know, swing and a miss. I went for the clip.
Yeah. It's kind of, yeah, just minefield in short range, yes, but more open-ish in a way that it's not too enclosed. Yeah, usually in the buildings and stuff. some buildings
I
like
remember
that.
when they used to stick to ceilings.
Oh yeah.
That was always fun when you would like, as a Nepal inner sanctum, where you would like swing up and then they would stick to all the roofs. That was fun.
Yeah. I think there's two, honestly, two main things. Is just timing, understanding. Yeah, like when you have to fight, most of your team This is definitely the priority, making sure you fight in short angle, yeah, short range angle. How would put it? Yeah, maybe to make it easier for us. Let me think. So because that two ideas, I think, about the poke. Yeah, it's I'm avoiding getting poked. Okay, I'm just let's say I'm gonna put it in range. Okay, so here I'm gonna write down use proper range. Okay, so one, you need to avoid getting poked, but another one is maybe fight sidelines closer towards the team. Yeah, it's not that I want to be like read in the back like this here. I still can be here. I still can be, I don't know, even use this bush as a cover. Just get closer. As that character, you don't want to cover
Yeah.
that much space, that much open space, because yeah, you getting poked. You just want to make sure make sure somehow closer, so it's gonna be easier for you to do anything you want with the pressure. Yeah. It's just like you see this sig goes in,
See,
but
this is where I'm like, I
what's
don't know what to do.
it,
And like
uh,
I'm out of position, right? Because like the
yeah.
Sig goes in, I could have easily punished the
Yes,
Widow there,
yes,
and
exactly.
then gotten
Uptime.
Juno.
Uptime. Yeah, exactly. So see, when this is happening and feels like, oh, my team's getting pressured, and I'm like this back, and I'm getting pressured, but it's just the time where, yeah, you just need the shortest sideline. You wanna maybe go on
Yeah,
this guy,
need to
go
be
on
closer
this.
to the fight.
Yeah. It's not that you have to be sticking with them. Yeah, as I mentioned, no, still 180 position, but get closer, simply. Yeah, I just don't want to be that far back. Yeah. They have and I have an advantage, and they're gonna poke you out like a lot. It's like
Yeah.
kind of. It's not as similar to telegraphed like linear engagement, but this is still can be pretty telegraphed because you cover a lot of open space, even though you come from the back, even though you come
I mean,
from
there's
this.
only one way through there from where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you hear, yeah, it's just that's why I set up before. Yeah, it's kind of the priority. Yeah. Okay, I would say that. Oh, well, let's see. Let's summarize, I think. Yeah, let's summarize what we went over today so far. You tell me what we got out of today with you.
Play slower, play closer to my team from a 180 position, be less linear in my engagements, and when my team is engaged, return to the fight even if there's someone solo. Which actually makes a
Mhm.
lot of sense, right? Like in that, like using the Widowmaker example again, like not only can my team not get headshot, but even if they could, like I can win the front line battle by making it
Mhm.
5v4
Mm.
almost.
Yeah, just straight
Ev-
backlines, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you told it's definitely right. Because it feels like, yeah, we set up. This is good. It's just high quality setups. Yeah, just high quality, and it's step by step improvement. That's fine. I think you've been doing pretty decent at flanking though, which is yeah, this is really good. Okay, let's see. There's yeah, what else? So getting those positions, short sidelines. Yeah, 180 angles. That's gonna be another one. Yeah, we're making an enemy to look around, turn around. What else? Yeah, when synchronizing pressure, how you want to go about that? Yeah, what we talked about as well.
Oh yeah, like booping people in, not out.
Mm,
Well, like booping people in a position where they're going to be pressured by my team rather than like removing them from the fight.
exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, this is what I would do. We're kind of saying boop enemy in your team's sightlines. Yeah, like line of sight. I think
Uh,
this is a really important. Yeah, they're able to use their cooldowns. They're able to use their primary fire. This is important. And with synchronizing pressure, yeah, as we said as well, it's kind of the priority is definitely towards the areas where most of my team is fighting. It's kind of can be also done similar. Let's say here, if I know, okay, most of my team is fighting. Ideally, I wanna be in a place somewhere like here-ish, blue, instead of fighting somebody in the back, even though like isolated Juno. Let's say, oh well, maybe they isolated. It's
yeah.
still ideally the
They're just
priority.
not gonna kill a Juno though, right?
Yeah,
Like She's too mobile.
It's well, let's say it might be. Yeah, I think against something like this, definitely it's harder. But maybe in a case like Widow before, remember we first example where we searched for Widow, but we could have been in a fight like somewhere here. It's just we needed to get short a sideline as well. Maybe who knows? If you get a short sideline, but you recognize somebody's isolated, that's okay to fight too. It's kind of similar to if I'm here, I can fight an isolated target like that Widow, or maybe go in the fight like versus multiple people. But it's just my my position gives me opportunity to choose a good target. Let's put it this way. Yeah, a lot of people would say, "Yeah, you just gotta go after Zen, dude. Like this Zen or like this Widow, you need to, you really need to go after them." But it's not just about target priority. It's a lot about what kind of position I'm choosing. Yeah, I'm making sure that there's higher quality flankish positions, and that's yeah, that's good. It's creating proactive value. Yeah, we're saying generating value, and because you have this proactive position, you're able to put up pressure. Yeah, from here, I'm able to put pressure, just not as high quality. Yeah, it's like harder fighting towards where my team is fighting as well. So, but yeah, you see what I'm saying. Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
priority. This is how we want to go about it. Okay. Yeah, so fighting isolated targets when not fighting with the rest of your team, and you can also try to set up. Yeah, you can try to take different spots on the map, can try to just roll somewhere, maybe get a better position. If you don't like it, I think it's completely fine. If you don't have shields, don't forget you can also end your cycle of pressure. You can kind of wait, set up again, typically. Yeah, set up usually, I think it's fine. Yeah, so really two main things, position and then timing, yeah? Remember you mentioned scout, setup, engage, okay? So we mostly put emphasis on setup and engagement timing. That's what I would do. But for now, at least, yeah. Let's see how that's gonna go. Okay,
Makes
so
sense.
engagement as well. Yeah, any final questions maybe? Yeah, anything you wanna ask me about?
I don't think so. I mean, this was really helpful.
Nice. That's great. Then I'm gonna finish the summary. I'm gonna send it to you. And if there are gonna be any questions later, you can always message me on Discord. By the way, there's also a Discord channel. It says here, ask me anything channel on Discord here. You can take advantage of that as well. It's right there. Maybe put some questions in there. Most of the people, they send me questions in DMs, but yeah, I think it's also a good way if you put the question there, a lot of people are able to see an answer to it, and that's helpful. What else?